Ever look at a rocket and think, man, I wonder what the insurance on that thing looks like? Or better yet, the gas bill. For decades, going to space was a billionaire government's only club. But today, in 2026, the math is changing. We're moving from this costs a small country's GDP to this costs a few luxury apartments. Today, we're breaking down the launching costs of the world's most famous starships and rockets. We're ranking them from the cheapest dream to the budget buster. Before we ignite the engines, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're on a mission to explain the future of tech, and we want you in the co-pilot seat. Ready? Let's talk money. All right, let's start with the Holy Grail. We're talking about SpaceX's Starship, specifically the goal Elon Musk has been chasing. If Starship becomes as reusable as a 747 airplane, the cost of the actual flight drops to just fuel and oxygen. We're talking maybe $2 to $10 million. Think about that. For the price of a Super Bowl commercial, you could put 100 tons of cargo into orbit. That's about $20 to $100 per kilogram. At that price, you aren't just sending satellites, you're sending pizza ovens to the moon just because you can. This is the commuter rail of space. It's the only way we ever build a city on Mars. If it stays this cheap, space becomes a neighborhood, not a frontier. Moving up the ladder to the king of 2025 and 2026, the Falcon 9. This is the rocket that changed everything. Before this, you threw the rocket away like a used paper plate. Now, SpaceX lands the booster on a drone ship, hot swaps the engines, and fires it off again. A standard sticker price launch is around $67 million. If you're a company like Starlink or a small nation wanting a GPS satellite, this is your Uber. It's reliable, it's affordable in space terms, and it's why we see a launch almost every other day now. It's the Toyota Camry of the cosmos. Not flashy anymore, but it gets the job done without breaking the bank. Next up, the big brother, Falcon Heavy. Essentially 3 Falcon 9s strapped together. When you need to send something heavy, like a massive telescope or a lunar lander, you call this guy. The price jumps to around $97 million to $150 million, depending on if you want to recover the boosters or push them to their limit and throw them away. It's expensive, sure, but it can carry twice the load of its competitors for a fraction of their price. This is the heavy-duty semi-truck. You don't use it to get groceries, but you can't build a house without it. Now we enter the government contract zone. Buckle up because the numbers get stupid. First, the space shuttle. Back in the day, each flight cost about $1.5 billion. But today, meet the SLS, Space Launch System. This is NASA's Artemis rocket. Because it's not reusable, meaning every single time it flies, $2 billion worth of hardware sinks to the bottom of the ocean, the cost is astronomical. Estimates for a single SLS launch sit between $2.2 billion and $4 billion. You could launch 60 Falcon 9s for the price of one SLS. Why do we do it? Because it's a beast designed for deep space and it carries the Orion capsule to the moon. But man, that's a lot of tax dollars for a one-way trip. This is the bespoke super yacht. It's majestic, it's powerful, but you better have a government-sized checkbook to move it an inch. So what's the takeaway? The gap between the $4 billion SLS and the $10 million Starship goal is the story of modern humanity. We are learning how to make the impossible affordable. When the cost of launch drops, the Star Trek future starts looking a lot less like science fiction and a lot more like a Tuesday. Which one would you ride if you had the cash? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for hanging out. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the space receipt, give us a thumbs up. Check out our other videos on the right, and I'll see you in the next one. Over and out.